Welcome to After 5 Radio, in conversation with. Each week we are in conversation with our artists in the diaspora.
RADIO. After 5 Radio.
Welcome to After 5 Radio, your favorite online radio station showcasing Zimbabweans in the diaspora. I am your host, aka the Hype Lady, Miss ThandoAmy, coming to you live all the way from Canada. And joining me today is the face that's just waking up. That's just waking up, but such a talented athlete that's actually based in the UK, representing our very own Zimbabwe, our professional rugby player, Mr. Lovejoy Chawatama. Welcome, Lovejoy.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me and giving me a very, very early morning. But hey, it's worth it.
It's worth it, right? But thank you so much for waking up. So just a little bit about, your background, bring our listeners up to speed with your upbringing and a little bit about you.
Yeah, obviously born and raised in Zimbabwe. I left when I was 15 years old. For economic migration, following mum who was here. And then obviously I went to Worcester College. And then I was playing rugby there, and then I've been here 15 years in Zimbabwe. Now I've got 3 kids and a lovely partner, fiance, who's to get married soon. But yeah, I've got a younger sister. Yeah, mum is still here working hard. Just living the dream really. Very lucky and fortunate to be in the UK, and you know what it's like after migrating as a young person, especially economically. I'm grateful for what my mum has done for me and gave me opportunity to come here and do what I'm doing now. Yeah.
Right. No, that is awesome. And congratulations, by the way, on the engagement and soon to be wedding. Yeah. And we wish you all the best on that one.
Oh, thank you.
That is awesome. So tell me, right now you have 3 kids. Does it mean that I can actually start playing rugby at my age as well? Or you need to start at a young age? I've always wanted to play rugby. That's why.
No, it's a very inclusive sport. It's a sport for everyone, all backgrounds. It's quite a massive drive. Obviously, in the UK, it's quite known for being a private school sport, even back home in Zimbabwe. But it's now starting to push over to everyone, and that's the role I'm trying to kind of play, like in the UK now, for someone who didn't go to private school in the UK. I went to state school. I didn't play in an academy. Just coming from a normal working class family in the UK, and doing what I'm doing, playing in the Premiership and playing at Champions Cup level, which is obviously like Champions League kind of football in a way. So my thing now is for me to trying to get kids who never had opportunities like I did when I was younger, to get in those in the academies, to show them that there is a pathway there if you put in the work. Obviously, I went a completely different route to everyone else. I went to university first, and then that's the way I kind of got picked up, which really never happens, playing amateur rugby and then going to university. So I've worked hard to be where I am. So I'm kind of trying to push it for a lot of youngsters to say, guys, like if you work hard and you know what you want in life, you'll be able to achieve anything. I'm kind of big on that, really.
But how was your mom? When did you realize your passion for rugby? That's question number 1.
Yeah, so I was in boarding school in Zimbabwe, Landy Park School in Marondera. So when I was 8 years old, started playing, and then I just loved it then. I remember playing barefoot in the sun and just
of course, right? That's for you.
Oh yeah. Enjoyed that, and then obviously, I realized I was actually quite good at it, and then went to Worcester College. I was doing really well. I was playing in the first team, like under 14s, under 15s, and then once I was doing that, I was actually captain in the under 15s, if I remember well. And then when I came to the UK here, I was literally like, "This is my opportunity." This is where I'm gonna make it. I had that in my head, that I'm gonna make it. If I go to the UK and play rugby, I'm gonna make it. There's so many opportunities, so many top clubs, and I said I'm gonna make it, and I was determined to make it. So literally on my first week, when I got here, I called her my uncle and said, "Uncle, like my mum had no clue. Like my mum is just a working class woman, just shift to shift to shift. You know what it's like, you know, mum. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah. So it's just I rang him up. I was like, "Can you help me? Like, I need to find the nearest rugby club near me."
Mhm.
And he did that for me. So he found Beckenham Rugby Club, and oh my god, like I was amazed. They just welcomed this young black Zimbabwean kid who just come. Literally, I went there on a Sunday, no
Mhm.
rugby boots, nothing, just my trainers. I turned up on a Sunday. I said, "Yeah, I play rugby." They're like, "Oh, you play rugby?" I was like, "Yeah, I do play rugby." And then they put me in the C team. Obviously, they didn't know if I could play or not. And I went in there.
Yeah,
I scored a hat trick at try. I was like, "Oh God, this guy's good." And
right.
then, like, funny enough, the dad who was coaching the team, my mates,
Yeah.
they literally it's the second week he was coaching. My mate's dad now, who's like I'm really very close with Dave Caddy.
Hmm.
He started picking me up every Sunday from my house. Got me a
Wow.
pair of boots. Yeah, got me a pair of boots. Yeah, and then the rest is history. I was playing in the first team with the under 15s, Beckenham under 16s, went to under 17s. Then under 18, I was playing first team rugby when I was
Hmm.
17, 18.
Oh,
Uh,
check you out.
yeah, in the amateur rugby, which was quite cool, and I was really like
Mhm.
proud of what I was doing.
Yeah.
But that's when the representative like rugby came through, like like Mashonaland, right here, like Kent rugby, which is equivalent like Mashonaland East and that kind of stuff.
Right.
Um, yeah, and then after doing that, obviously my mate's dad was picking me up every week
Mhm.
now, and I'm doing well and excelling, and I was loving it. And they were a loving family club, and I'm still to this day now. Those guys I met when I was 15, they're like some of my closest friends I've had,
Of
and we're
course.
such a close group. And yeah, they know me very well, and like even though like I'm playing as level, and I'm coaching them now as well. Some of them in the first team, and I play them.
Well,
So you
that's what
can,
I'm talking about, right? Because even when I was looking at your bio, I was like, oh, okay, you're in your 30s. Okay, cool. So can I also join rugby? Like, how does that work? You know, this is just me. I love things. That's all I
yeah.
do. I started playing golf last year, and I'm loving
Oh,
it.
nice.
Right?
Oh,
Yeah.
I play golf for my downtime, but with the kids, oh, it's a nightmare.
I can imagine, right? Oh my God. But that is so awesome, though. You know, the one thing that I picked up from what you just said is determination, right? When you are so determined to say, this is what I want, this is what I'm going for. Where did you gain the courage to do that? To say, you know what, I just got into the country? Because some people, they'll be so nervous or anxious to say, okay, will I be able to? Who do I talk to, or how do I go about it?
I think it's just depends on the kind of person you are. Like,
Mm.
I'm a very confident person in my own ability, in my own skin, and everything I do. I'm not really
Are you
phased.
the baby of the family?
Pardon?
Are you the baby, or you have a sister? Are you the baby of the family?
No, no, I'm the oldest. I'm the oldest. Yeah,
You're the first.
I'm the first. Yeah,
You're the first to say that too. Like most of the people that I know that are so daring are either the only child or the baby. That's why I thought I should ask that.
yeah. No, because I'm from a very big family in terms of grandkids, and yeah, I'm like confidence is something I've always had as a child. I don't know where it stems from, but
Hmm.
in terms of that, I'm just confident in my own ability. If I put my head to something, like that's just me. Like I'm going for it. Nothing's getting in the
Hmm.
way. I just have that mental resilience that I've just built over the years.
Hmm.
Um, and that hard work and determination I see from my mum. My mum being a single mother, doing all the work I've seen her do, what she's done for us, like coming to the UK and working so hard and sending me to those prestigious schools in Zimbabwe, boarding school, not because we were rich or anything, it's just because she worked so hard. And so seeing her do something like that, doing that for something like that drives me on. It's like, I always say to myself, if I work as twice as hard as my mum did, I can achieve anything. And I always try and apply that in everything I do in my life. Yeah, I'm so grateful for her. She's a very, very hard working woman, and yeah, she drives me on. And yeah, she I think I get the kind of hard work and determination from her, and the confidence.
Hmm.
like I can talk to anyone. I can work my way into anything.
Right? You can sell rotten tomatoes.
Yeah, which my fiance really hates sometimes. Just finds it embarrassing.
Well, but at least accepts you for who you are. You understand? Because
Yeah, no.
it's two different personalities coming together, right?
Yeah,
And
she's very
one
shy.
has to do with the
Yeah,
other. One has to be quiet. The other one has to be
the loud one. That's
the
me.
love. That is so you. Oh my good Lord. Don't worry, I can relate. Trust me, I understand you more than you. No. But anyways, how has been your support system? Like you said, your uncle is the one that actually took you to an academy. But then looking at your mom and knowing, where we come from, where you have to be a doctor, lawyer, you name it, and then you're coming from Zimbabwe. You want to do what? Rugby? You have how did that like how did she take it as a single mom thinking, okay, I've just brought my kids here, or I want you to be a doctor, or I want you to be a nurse. This is how you survive, and this is security.
No, that's like that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying in terms of the kind of person I am. I told her this is what I'm gonna do, and this is what I'm doing. Not in a rude way or whatever, but I said this is what I enjoy doing, and she kind of like tried to push me academically. She realized this is a waste of time, trying to push him that way. But one thing I did, I said, okay, that's fine, mum. I'm gonna play rugby, but I'll go to university. Don't worry. I'll do my university and then I'll graduate and you're gonna be happy. So don't worry. So I
At
did
least
that.
meet halfway.
Yeah, exactly. So so I managed to obviously go to university and I've got a construction project management degree.
Oh,
And
nice.
then so I managed to get only way I was going to go to university, I managed to get a scholarship, kind of halfway kind of scholarship to go to university, not full ride or like to pay for it, but like kind of support my rugby whilst I'm studying, which was very good because I was starting to play professional whilst I was in university. So that kind of worked well in terms of those kind of things. So she was happy that I'm at university, but I was just happy I'm playing rugby at university.
Right.
So
Oh,
everyone was happy. But no, she's been really supportive. She kind of understood because it all started because the rugby was being played on Sundays, and Sunday was church day. So instead of all that, it was like, "What? So you're not going to church anymore?" I said, "Well, Mum, I can't go to church if I'm playing rugby. Like this is the situation." Um, so we kind of got through that kind of hurdle. Even the pastor understood anyway. So if the pastor understood, then she couldn't get him away. So that worked. That worked in my favor.
and of course, when you have so much a support system around you that's other than your parent, it kind of makes it easy because they get to talk to your parents on your behalf to
Yeah.
say, you know what, just give it a try, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. So it's just having a different word and perspective from other people.
Hmm.
Uh, but one thing I've definitely like kind of understood, like for me now, I've got my own three kids. Is more like it's just whatever the kids want to do. Like that in a typical normal African family, it's just I've got my cousins, some of them in different jobs. That they don't even like that, but because their parents kind of pushed them in that. But I've learned now, it's just seeing that, it's just realizing that actually when we're growing up is if the child wants to do art, they want to do this, just be supportive and help them and let them come through whatever they want to do because at the end of the day, they're going to be that thing for the next 30, 40 years. And the
Or
last
even
thing you
just
want,
be miserable. Nothing is one thing, miserable is
no,
another, right? And then
yeah,
eventually you see somebody dropping all like their whole career, which is your money as a parent, saying,
yeah,
I don't like this. I am choosing to do A, B,
yeah,
C, D. Yeah. Because I think I've heard a doctor say that but I don't remember if they were Zimbabwean. I don't quite remember. But they literally went to school, became a doctor. How many years is that? 7, 9 years, depending if you
oh,
specialize.
plus, yeah,
All right. So imagine after all those years, and then you say, "This is not what I like." Now I'm going to pursue my dream. I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" And some of us, I think I am like you. I am stubborn with my dreams. If I want something, I go for it, right? So
oh
I
yeah,
would never
100%.
waste my time and say, "Oh, okay, I know I can do this, but this is where my heart's desire is burning and wants to go to," right?
Well, it's like my fiance now. She wanted to be a doctor. She was applying to be a doctor to go to
Yeah.
university and everything.
Oh,
But then
nice.
but then she realized she was like, Actually, I don't want to be a doctor. I want to be a mother. I want to look up. She's like, I'm not doing this because she's realised if
So
she,
what actually made her change her mind? Because that was her. It wasn't
yeah,
her parent.
she was like, yeah, she's like, I don't. If I become a doctor,
Mhm.
I will not be having kids in the next 8, 10 years. And she's like, I want to have kids. she,
Right.
she wanted to do biomedical science. And
Right.
then, and then we met
Oh
obviously at
wow.
uni. But it's actually like funny. Like you talk about that, and people realise that they want to do something, but they realise actually, oh, this is not for me, or I've got my own calling, or I want to do this.
Yeah.
Just having the right support system is very, very important.
I actually
Um,
have a close friend of mine who, when they're actually a lawyer, a really good lawyer, by the way, too, a really good one. And after they passed the bar and everything, on the day of the bar, they literally said, "You know what? I actually law is not what I want to do. I want to get into acting." I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Yeah.
well, well, yeah. It's funny you say that. I've got a friend who done a law degree, and then he went to do the LPC, which is about £20,000. His mum paid the £20,000 to do the LPC conversion, finished the degree, nothing to do with law now. But he's
I
running his own business. He's running his own business in property. That's what he likes doing.
Oh, thank
Doing more.
God. At
Yeah,
least you can go back, mama.
yeah, he's doing property. He's like, yeah,
Right. Oh
yeah,
wow, that is so phenomenal. And I'm glad that your own life experience has actually taught you on how to raise your own kids and say, you know what, whatever they decide to do, I am actually going to be supportive. Because keep in mind, like back home, I think it was more of security, and that's what we knew. I mean, our parents knew to have a steady job, a security, and then pension, and you die. But I don't know. Our generation is totally different. And then here comes social media that makes it worse, right?
oh yeah, that's massively.
How do you handle, okay, Lovejoy, how do you handle, before I even ask this question, would like to give a shout out to everybody that's actually tuning in right now. Shout out to you, Tash, Chaz, if you're actually still here. Thank you so much for tuning in. And today we're actually chatting with the professional rugby player who's based in England, Mr. Lovejoy Chawatama. So I was about to ask, how do you handle, you have 3 kids, we live in a digital world, you're a famous rugby player, and you're a dad. How do you juggle social media? Because there's social media work, social media with the kids, and then just social media. Are you a social media person?
Um, I wouldn't say I'm a social media. What? Yeah, yes and no. So obviously, I've got Instagram, Facebook. I've always had Facebook, but I don't even use my Facebook that much anymore because it was like friend. That's the first thing that kind of social media I had, was it? After High Five, Bebo, and all that kind of things.
Oh my
Um,
gosh, high five, MySpace. But
yeah, yeah. So that was like kind of the next big thing, wasn't it? But like, yeah, I do have my Instagram, but it doesn't really bother me. Like, it's not something I have it. Yes, I have it, but it's not something I spend a lot of time on. I don't even have TikTok. I have no interest. Like, TikTok is out, and I have no interest.
you're
It's
not
like,
you're not the only one. I do have TikTok, but I don't get it. Like I don't have
yeah,
time for it. Like there's
that's what I
everybody
mean. It's just
everywhere already.
reels, watching reels. That's what I mean. I don't have time for that. But of course, you can do a lot of things with TikTok and stuff in there, but I don't have the time to try to monetize. If I'm going to use TikTok, is to try to monetize and do something with it, not. I mean, like,
But then
not
again,
sit.
that means you have to stay there for you to monetize because you have to keep posting.
Exactly, but
And
that's
then
what I
it
haven't.
takes time away from your day to
I,
day.
I guess I haven't found something to monetize and use it then. Maybe.
That's it. Once you do, you will be there. You will actually
Yeah.
be there. I was actually taking a look at TikTok. Was it this week? I don't remember. When I was like, people actually wake up and well, not that I used to be that person on Snapchat. When Snapchat started, I was like a TikToker on Snapchat.
Yeah,
Like
but Snapchat was more like a messenger, like a WhatsApp. Though, when I used it, I deleted it. I don't even have it anymore. But I
right.
used to use it as like a talking, like WhatsApp, but like texting and like
No,
WhatsApp.
but for the most part, though, it was almost like TikTok, but you used to just do 30-second videos. 30 seconds. And then now they've actually extended it to 2 minutes. They tried to extend to 1 minute. Now it's 2 minutes. But yeah, it's like, I kind of get TikTokers because I was a crazy Snapchatter once upon a time. And it's like, oh gosh, this is what I used to do. Oh, ew. Yeah. Ooh. Not that ew per se, but it's like time. Like it's so time consuming, like, but now when you have so many responsibilities, like, okay, will I have time for this? Unless if you actually make it your full-time job to be on TikTok.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like for me, I don't have time. I just use my social media to have just to catch up and see what friends and family are up to, and
That's
post
it.
the post the odd like rugby kind of stuff. I mainly post for my rugby stuff, really, to be honest.
Right.
Just communicate like with the clubs and the kind of stuff, or promoting things that the club want us to send through.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, and then obviously like my films, she opened like a page, because my first son was born in COVID. Her idea was to show, so my first one was born in COVID, and then so she opened like a page for the children, like so that like friends and family can see, because we couldn't see our friends and family. But
Right.
she's continued with it like that, and then she just made it like into a personal page. But
Right.
it's just, and then from that the money was just get like modeling stuff, which is quite cool for them as young kids.
Right.
So maybe there's a place for social media, but it's just the way of using it and not spending too much time on it. I've heard stories of people using a lot of time on it and then getting into a hole or getting into depression. And
That's
I think it's about educating, especially like young kids. Like for me, I'm gonna keep the social media away from the kids for as long as possible.
as you can. Yeah.
Or iPhones and all that kind of stuff.
But the thing is, I think the problem is when they
3310.
go to school, right? That's the sucky thing.
Yeah, no, give me 3310. You know this. What do you need social media for when you're 12 or 10?
Yo, dude, it's like FOMO at school. FOMO.
I know, but for what reason?
I have no idea.
That's what I mean. That's my point.
Well, I guess maybe safety, because now, like, it's not so safe out there anymore. Like, well,
No,
of course, even sometimes it's not safe on social media. But yeah, like, I don't know.
It's like if especially like when I'm at home, like you give a child a phone, for example. Let's say we're not big, like we're not big on TVs and phones. Like I'm old school now. So
Exactly.
I like being outside, So
We like that.
my kids are outside all the time. Like
Yeah.
if I want to give them a phone, we've done this experiment before. Just my partner, give them the phone, you lose them. They just sit there like this.
That's it. Yeah.
Like no awareness of anything else around them. It's just right there on the phone.
Dude.
Like literally, they're not even moving. So you can imagine like how screen time and everything when they're 10, 12.
Yeah.
Like they'll be getting a 3310 from me, I think.
Oh, 5110. That was the first one of the first. Oh my gosh. That is so funny. But anyway, back to rugby though. Go ahead.
So you can text and you can call. That's all you need.
That's it. That's what you need anyway, right? Well, it was for safe, like as in, for a kid.
Yeah.
That's it. But anyway, back to rugby. So what has been your most memorable and biggest highlight of your career so far? Like, not even so far, over the years.
Making my Premiership debut. That was massive. Yeah.
And how old were you then?
I was 25.
Wow. And how did you feel?
Well, it was more like, when you have goals and dreams and targets, you always writing these things down. It's normally people make debuts in their 19, 20, 21.
That's it.
Premiership debuts, and me was making my Premiership debut at 25.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was surreal, like amazing, one of the best moments. But then at the same time, knowing who I am was like, I sat down on the bus back, on the coach back to the club. All right, you've got this one cap. What's next? It's literally straight away. I'm like, what's next? And then I had all these dreams and goals that I wanted to achieve. Like I need to play Champions Cup. I need to play all this, like the Premier, obviously like the best of in Europe. But like that's my next goal. Be consistent. Be the number one. number one target for this team now, moving forward, and how am I going to do all this? So because you get that buzz, and that's what's going to drive you on. It's like chasing and chasing. And then you get to that moment, and then you realize actually it's even harder. You need to get more and more, because now once you get to the top, it's like everyone else behind you wants that jersey. So it's not easy.
Of course.
It doesn't become easier. You're just like, but then it's just mentally, physically, every day. It's just on you. So you got to stay on it every time. Yeah, that was my best moment. Making my Premiership debut. That was a dream come true.
One thing that you've actually highlighted that caught my attention, and which I feel is something that we could actually tell the younger generation as they come up or chase their dreams, the importance of writing your dream down.
Yeah.
Why or how did you get to know about that?
Through watching like sports documentaries, to be honest, for me, and then just I don't know. I actually can't stem on it exactly where I got that kind of idea from. I think actually, to be fair, from Kobe Bryant, I read his book as well,
Nice.
Relentless by Tim Grover with Kobe Bryant. They wrote dreams and the goals and that kind of stuff. That's why I kind of got those kind of ideas, and then I've always just done that. I do that every season, every end of season. I do that pretty much every day when I go to training every week. It's something I've worked with my psychologist as well. I've got a psychologist I work alongside with me. That's massive for me, like working alongside him. Not because of like anything, like things are wrong or anything. No, it's just having that kind of word outside. Because people, when I tell my friends, "Oh, I've got a psychologist," they're like, "You're right, mate." I was like, "Yeah, everything's fine, boys. It's just."
I like that. It's like, you're right, mate.
Yeah,
But that's the thing, though. Like, okay, go continue, because I was going to touch on that after you'd actually mentioned it. But go ahead.
yeah. I told them I work as a psychologist, and they're like, "Mate, is everything all right at home?" I was like, "Mate, everything is absolutely fine. It's just those little 1%ers that you don't realize you can get using the psychologist is just tapping into something that you can't tap into individually, but having that kind of, like, for example, like with my psychologist when I work with him, I can tell him, mate, this is how I feel. I feel like I'm on top of the world. I'm doing so well, and then just be like, well, what do you think of this? What's happening here? Where have you tapped into that? And you're like, oh, I didn't think about that. Well, I thought I was on top of the world.
And that is exactly it. That's what I tell people when I say, what, we may be there for our people, we can be there for each other, but I don't know the right questions to ask.
Yeah,
Understand? I don't know.
yeah,
They know the right questions to ask. They know when you're on cloud nine, how to deal with you on cloud nine. When you're on cloud three, they know how to deal with you on cloud three, but we don't, because we're not qualified in it, right?
no, that's what I mean. So it's like, for me, like when I write, let's say when I write a goal, I
Mhm.
can write a goal saying I want to achieve the most carries, tackles in the Premiership, for example, let's say in the season, and then they'd be like, actually, we can word this even better, and then with that you say, how am I gonna? From that, then you're like, so how are you gonna achieve it? And then you then write a plan, and you're like, this, that, weekly, daily, I just do this, but those kind of things. For example, like I write every day now, where I've got like this kind of contract I wrote with him, where I've got my things that I want to achieve, my goals. Like my goal is I want to play for England, right? That's my goal. That's one thing I've always said. Once I got into rugby, I want to play for England. Like that's the pinnacle of the career for anyone. Like that goal is always there, no matter what age I am, where I'm at. Like that's always there. But then for him, it's like, how do you get to that goal? Obviously, I've got my rugby training, I've got everything else I do. But what kind of things do I need to be doing week in, week out to be that 1% better, that little 1% better? That's the difference. Tapping into that kind of stuff, that helps a lot for me anyway. That people don't understand.
So, at what point did you decide to get a therapist and say, you know what, I just want this, and it's not like there's anything wrong with me? Right, because it's difficult. You already know with guys, I got to do a series on men's mental health, a whole series. And imagine I got to talk to guys. I got to talk to guys personally. They would be able to open up. But if I ask them, oh yeah, do you mind if they're like, nah, I can't talk about this in public. I'm like, are you kidding me? Why? You understand? Because if you're able, like right now, we all know that this is going to be watched worldwide, right? And you were comfortable to say it. It's not like there's anything wrong with you, but just where we come from, the stigma that's associated with having to talk to a therapist.
Yeah, it's funny to say that because it's more through because the club, so my club hired a psychologist. It's the same thing you said when they first hired it, because everyone does it now. Like all the sports teams, they have a psychologist. Like it's massive and it's big in the game. It's massive. Like any successful team you see now, they have a psychologist in the team. But yeah, that's the way it came about for me. It's funny saying that when the psychologist first come in, he was making us do like all this mindfulness. Everyone in the club, the boys are like saying, "Whoa, what's going on here? This is not us. This is weird. We don't like this stuff." Like everyone was like so against it. Like I remember we were doing. I remember like our first mindful session. We were doing it like lying down on mats. I remember everyone like fell asleep. It's like after like a training session, everyone's like fell asleep because obviously you're tired from the session anyway, and then it's like doing the deep breaths and doing all that kind of stuff. But he knew he stuck at it. He kept like pushing on the boys, and then he worked all around. And then the boys realized, he's actually working alongside the coaches as well. So having these open talks as a team, that's kind of the reason why the team decided to become successful. Like we were having open chats in a conversation with him, with everyone understanding who the individual is, why they play rugby, why they do this, who's their drivers. So it's that kind of understanding why everyone is in this team, why everyone's playing professional rugby, what's driving them, understanding each other. Because the massive thing was, if you know what I'm going through, person as an individual, when we get on the pitch, when it's like that 80th minute, everyone is so tired, everyone is struggling. You're able to just dig deep together because you know each other so well. So that was massive.
Oh my gosh, I always forget to unmute here. But yeah, that is awesome. And I'm actually proud of you though, for doing that. And I guess like you said, as now it is actually common in the sports world where, people have psychologists and it's now becoming normal, which is what we're actually advocating for, especially for men.
Oh yeah, it's massive. No, 100%. Yeah, it's big because sometimes there'll be people struggling in there where
Mm.
they've got no one to speak to. Like I'm lucky, I've got a big support family. Obviously, I've got cousins I can speak to if I need something. Uncles and people. There's people there who don't have that kind of support system. I know I can speak to my partner when I come home when I'm struggling. Like, actually, I'm struggling at training, or this and this is
Mm.
going on, and then she'll be like, "Mate, well, you've got the best job in the world. What are you complaining about? Like, I'm here at home looking after the kids. You're away. You're in
Yeah,
Portugal this week with the kid. You're away playing golf.
yeah,
You're asleep. It's
I
it's
know.
like we're lucky to do what we do, and I'm grateful for that. So yeah.
Right. So, having accomplished some of the things that you say you wanted to accomplish, and of course, there's more, I believe that there's still more before you decide, okay, I want to retire and stuff like that. What would you define the definition of success? Like, like I just repeated myself. How would you define success? After having written down what you've said and then you accomplish it and then there's more next or ever, but if somebody was to ask you a simple question, how do you define success without even having your story? Oh, I think you're muted. Hold on. Try and yeah, there we go. Now I can hear you.
Can you
Yeah.
hear me now? Sorry.
Yes, now I can. Yeah.
Um, Success is knowing that I gave it all my all. That's the way I say it. Success is knowing that I gave it all my all, even though if I don't achieve whatever the goal was, but I gave it my all and I gave it a good go. That's massive for me.
That's massive for you. Yeah, because of course there's some things that are beyond you, right? You can only do so much.
Exactly. And
Right.
there's always gonna be hurdles, but not
Right.
but then when the hurdle comes, I'm gonna do everything again to jump over this hurdle and then just
Right.
keep going. Yeah, so it's just knowing and giving my all. That's massive.
That's
That's success
massive.
for me. Yeah, that's success for me.
And so, you've had a dream to play for England. Do you have any plans for Zimbabwe
Yeah,
in the
like so.
rugby world?
Oh, 100%. No, I know a lot of people in the rugby world in Zimbabwe, like the connects, like people like Kissett, and they've been trying to push me obviously to play for Zimbabwe, but it's difficult whilst I'm here. Obviously, I was close, like the same was that they've spoken to me and stuff like that, but it's difficult playing in the UK and then trying to link up with everything.
Hmm.
Like obviously, I'm English qualified here. Like if I do, like I'm moving away from here. It's just difficult, but I do want to help like Zimbabwe rugby. That's one of my missions. Definitely is one in some sort of capacity. Like I never say never. I could end up playing for the Sables. Who knows? Because I'm
Right.
qualified. I qualify for both anyway. But obviously it's difficult whilst I'm here playing in English Premiership, being EQP, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, they have spoken to the Sables, but I just felt I wasn't ready for the international rugby when they spoke to me, to be honest. But
Right.
there is ambition out there. I want to have Zimbabwe rugby and nurture the upcoming talent, and I know the right people, the right places that I always more speaking to, that they'll put me in that right direction. And I'm doing my coaching badges. I'm coaching here. Hopefully, one day, you never know. Go back and help out in the private schools or in the schools, grow the game. And yeah, if anyone out there listening right now about Zimbabwe rugby, like youngsters,
Yeah.
hit me up, like message me. I've had a few like young Zimbabwean players message me from Zimbabwe, and I've openly had a conversation with them, and
Oh,
they've asked me
nice.
how do we get to the UK to play. I'm just like, sometimes it's just a anniversary and just luck and opportunity, all
Mhm.
that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm there for everyone to use, like to help out. I'm massive on that. We're lucky to be where we're at, and it's all about sharing, right? Isn't it? Like giving everyone else the opportunity, the platform. Um, Use the platform I have now and help. That's what I want to do, really.
Make the most of it. That's true. And we really appreciate your humility, especially towards, people asking, how do we go about this? Because not a lot of people are able to open up or even make time for conversation.
Well,
You know?
if the beast was famous, if he's the beast Tenento is a first reply, if he can reply to my DMs, why can't I do right to anyone's DMs? Do you know what I mean? So it's
No,
like,
again, Lovejoy. No, 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 no. That's a terrible example. I'm sorry. That's a terrible example because, of course, the best has been there. This day has been up there for the longest, right?
yeah, yeah,
And saying your journey, you've been in it too for quite a bit. Did
yeah,
you start talking to Beastie before you were like famous? I don't think so. I think no, maybe I don't know. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't
yeah.
know.
I'm not famous.
I think you are playing for the premiership. All right, our very own talented rugby player. I will consider you famous. I am so sorry if you don't. I totally get you, Lovejoy. I am one of those as well. When people say at church, there's this lady who says, "Oh, hey, my favorite celebrity." Oh, because there's one time they saw me on a commercial. They're like, "I saw you in a commercial. Is that you? You actually do that? You actually?" And I was like,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm an actor. So every Sunday she makes it a point. My favorite celebrity. I'm like, don't say that.
yeah,
I'm like, we're human. Just treat me human. You understand? Like
yeah.
some people, you're a celebrity. So this is why I am saying with Bisty, of course, Bisty has been amazing. He's
Yeah, easy.
represented. He's really done good. But I feel like you've also been in the game for the longest. So of course, like
Yeah,
you guys
thank
would
you.
have spoken like a long time ago still. Like it's
Yeah, I
I don't know.
suppose.
You see,
Yeah,
like because some people have this whole thing. I will tell you, here's a good example. I was disappointed to be honest. I am like you who if somebody comes for help, in a field that I know I'm good at or something that I'm good at, I try my best. It's not like I have all the answers in the world. And if I know that somebody's looking for, to get into rugby, I will say, oh yeah, look for Lovejoy. Tell them I referred you to them, right? That's just how I operate. I referred somebody because they see me in the media space and stuff like that, and they had an assumption that I was a journalist or whatever. How do I get into journalism and whatever? I was like, oh yeah, I know somebody you can link up with. Go contact blah blah blah. Tell them I referred you to. Oh my gosh, I gotta call Amanda. Please don't give people my details. Don't even, because I'm like,
Yeah.
you're in the industry, like, let's help
Yeah.
these kids. You
Let's help
understand?
each
For
other.
me,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm like, let's help these kids, right? They
Yeah.
just need information. It's not like they're asking you for money. It's not like they're asking
No.
you to bring them or whatever. To me, I think that's where my heart is.
Yeah.
Right. So
That's
I totally get you when you say, you know what, if people DM you, you give your best. It's not like you have all the answers in the world, right?
No, if I can't, I just told them, oh, sorry, I can't help.
But that's it, right? They,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
just give the truth, right?
yeah,
But
exactly. That's what
it's
it's
just,
about. Yeah,
yeah, but for me, I was so disappointed, and I was like, dude, you actually do this for a living. The
yeah,
least you can do is help these kids, because knowing back home, we have so many graduates who don't know how to, leave the country and try and pursue their careers in their
it's
field of
difficult.
study, right? It's
Mm,
quite difficult. But then
mm.
if you've done it, why can we not help them? But you know what? I am proud of you, and I am. We're looking forward to more, because definitely you are a go-getter, and we love that about you. So, where do we see you in the next 5 years? In the next 5 years, you're still in your 30s. You're still active. You're still, yeah. Where do we see you?
Um, where do you see me in the next 5 years? Well, like I said, I want to. My ambition is to play for England. That's what I want to be, and I want to. I also want to set up a foundation. Like you talk about the Zimbabwe stuff. That's something that's very close to my heart. I want to set up like a rugby foundation kind of thing, charity between here and Zimbabwe, and take some stuff across and help out and get some work experience in business development. That's what I want to do post rugby. Um, yeah, that's kind of my ambition really, and have wonderful, growing, happy kids, family. Just be the best that I can be, really, each and every day. Yeah,
That's it. That's
that's the
it.
most important thing, really. Just be the best dad every day I can be to my kids, and
Yeah.
show them the way, and yeah, that's it, really.
That
Yeah.
is awesome. And what advice would you give, not to the youth, but to the parents? To the parents who always feel, who have this whole academics mindset, right? If a kid is not so good in academics, they're artist, they're a dancer, they're a sportsman, what advice would you give them in this day and age?
I'll just say, just be the most supportive parent you can be, because you don't want to push the kids away from you. You want your kids to be very open with you. Like for me, growing up, I was very open with my mum, being very close to my mum. Like we had honest and open conversations. Even though it would be like through my uncles, I read my uncles like, "Uncles, what do you reckon? Do you think how can I approach my mum and speak to her about this? This is how I feel. I need to speak to her." But just being open with your kids is so important, and I think my mum has been like that with me, and it just made it easy for me to speak to her how I felt, and that's why we've got such a good relationship now. Like always, like we get along. Obviously, yeah, as mum and son, there's always things you're gonna disagree on, but being able to disagree on things, but doing it in the most respectful manner. You know how we are, like us as
Yo,
kids.
mom and sons, not daughters and moms. Yo, don't.
Yeah, I know. I've got a sister, so I can tell you. I know. But yeah,
That's
so
exactly what I'm talking about, because yo,
oh yeah, we've got like so
right.
yeah, we're very close, and yeah, she's very supportive. Even though she used to be scared to watch me live now, but like she loves it now. She's like, "When is your next game? When is all this?" Like whenever she's got a weekend off, she'll be here, like
Did she
watch a
think you would
game or
actually
watch
get
on
hurt or
TV.
something?
Uh, pardon?
Did she think you would get hurt, or?
Yeah, she used to get like squeamish watching me. Like it's
Oh,
just such a collision sport. Like you are there to be, it's a violent sport. Like there's no hiding away from it. It's a violent sport. It's physical. Obviously within the laws. So it's like if I'm playing out there, I'm getting all out. You know, it's not. I'm not trying to take it easy. Like yeah, that's the truth. That's the truth about the sport.
yo, so
It's the
I wouldn't
violence that play by gentlemen.
but I wouldn't have made it into rugby then because I am like one of the most careful people you ever find in sport. Like when it came to basketball, I didn't want any, that aggression. When I see somebody coming from me, I will throw the ball.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like for me, that's what I'm saying. It's a violent sport played by gentlemen. Like my partner says to me, it's like you're a different person when you're in the pitch than you are like in the real
Oh,
world. You know what I mean? It's like a flick, like a switch just gets
yeah,
flicked, and
yeah.
then but once I'm off the pitch, I'm just chilled.
You're
I'm happy. And,
pissed. Yeah.
yeah, but once I'm on the pitch, it's like I'm coming at you. I'm running hard at you. I'm gonna hit you as hard as I can. It's you. It's either you or me.
Right.
It's it's sport, isn't it? It's like I just become so competitive, but
Yeah.
but the competitive nature still comes off the pitch though. It doesn't stay on the pitch. Everything else,
Yeah, just the competitive part. Just the competitive part, right?
I'm winning the card games. I'm not letting anyone win. No way.
No, 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 that's
No way.
impossible. Oh my goodness. I've always said big boys or big guys. I think somebody once asked me, why do you say you like big guys? I was like, because they're the teddy bears. Because they have it in their mind. Oh no, what if they beat you up? I'm like, no. Those are the best people ever. They're the
There's no
sweetest.
egos. There's no egos.
No egos at all. But thank you so much, Lovejoy. It was actually a pleasure getting to hang out with you, getting to know what you're passionate about, your sport in rugby, and what it is that how you got into rugby, and hoping that it will actually inspire and motivate the youth out there. And we really appreciate you waking up early in the morning.
I'm surprised the kids haven't woken up yet because this is the prime waking up time now. Which
I
is good.
know.
We've done so well here because I thought they're going to wake up and they're going to wake up the wife upstairs, but they
Right.
haven't. Hopefully, they'll be waking up soon. I'm not going back to
Yay.
bed, and I haven't seen them for a week, so they're going to wake up and say, "Daddy's back." So
Oh, that is so cool. So how long were
yeah.
you in Poland for?
Oh no, Portugal,
I mean
Portugal.
Portugal, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, we were there for a week. Yeah, it was nice.
All
It was nice
right.
and warm. It was nice and warm there. It's
Don't even
wet
tell
and
me, yo.
miserable. It's wet and miserable here. I
My
literally
mom,
landed.
yeah, my mom told me because my mom is in England as well, right? She's been in,
Yeah,
yeah, for so long. And I was even complaining to her. I was like, oh my gosh, the snow here, it's been falling for 2 days.
yeah,
Um,
but I don't mind snow. I don't mind snow. It's just the rain and the cold playing
you
in
don't
that.
mind you
I
don't
can play
mind
rugby.
driving when it's slippery outside?
Oh yeah, the driving. Yeah, but I would rather play. I would rather play rugby in snow than play in rain and cold. And I'd
Well,
rather.
yes,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I'd
But
rather
then
it's
I
cold.
find, how do you survive in England with the gloomy weather? I wouldn't be able to.
Oh, it's part and parcel of the job, isn't it? Like it's yeah. It's like I know, like in winter, I leave when it's dark and come back home when it's dark.
Yeah.
So you
Like,
can tell, yeah, it gets a bit tough in winter. It's better
yeah.
now. Now it's spring now, so
Yeah, it's getting it's
we're on the other side. We're on the other side of it.
it
That's what
is
we
getting
that's why
brighter.
we had to that's why we had to do. We have a week in Portugal, just break it up, get some
Right.
sunshine.
So Portugal, does it even get cold, or it's just the different seasons right now?
It's winter there, but it's like
Oh,
18
it's a
but
warm, mild.
yeah,
Oh,
but it's like 18 degrees. It's warm.
Ish.
Gets
Don't.
gets cold at night though, and early mornings. But then in the day, it's nice. It's nice.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
One
not
of
too
those,
bad.
days.
Yeah, yeah,
Bucket
yeah.
list. So where should people follow you? Like we have, I know a lot of people like, oh my gosh, okay, he said we can actually hit him up, but how can people catch up or link up with you and say, you know what, Lovejoy, I just need a word with you.
Or you can catch me on my LinkedIn as well. Lovejoy Chawatama on LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
Instagram.
Okay.
I've got LinkedIn as well. Yeah. Then any people there with businesses out there, like opportunities, work experience, I'm always like up for it, man. Obviously LinkedIn, I've got it. Then my Instagram, really. That's what I use it mostly, to be honest.
I don't know why I'm speaking with my thingy on silent, on my mic on silent. But then, yeah, I was trying to put all the fun stuff. But then, yeah, they can catch you on LinkedIn, they can catch you on IG, they can catch you on Facebook, they can catch you on. Are you on X?
Yes, I am on LJ Chawatama. Yes, I'm on X as well.
OG Chawatama.
No, at LJ Chawatama. LJ. Yeah.
LJ Chawatama. What does Lovejoy Jr.?
No, I just everyone just started calling me LJ. Lovejoy, LJ.
Yeah. The J
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool.
yeah,
That's pretty
yeah,
cool. Yeah, no, that is
yeah.
awesome. Thank you so much, Lovejoy, for coming through. And I am going to release you now and say, you know what, we really appreciate you. I know not because of the time difference. I also don't get to hang out with people in England, for the most part because of the time difference. It's like
Yeah.
I have so many people, and I know. I hope Kaz watches this because me and Kaz have been missing each other's times. Like Kaz, he's like, "Oh yeah, let's do it." I'm like, "Do you mind waking up?" Ah, no, Tando, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah, I'm used to waking up early mornings anyway.
You're a sportsman. You're a sportsman. That's why.
Yes.
So even
I've
when our
normally
producer actually told me, he's like, yeah, he's in England. I was like, Andy, no, what do you mean? Like, are we going to wake him up? Like, it's because of the time difference. He's like, he said you'll try and wake up. So like,
Yeah, it's funny.
yeah.
So that I woke up. My partner she was just about to breastfeed the baby. So where you going? I've got an interview at 5. She's like, "What, at 5?" I was like, yeah, I've got an interview at 5. she's like, don't come back upstairs.
That's it. Because after I'm done, I just want to go back to bed.
Yeah, she's like, don't come back upstairs. I was like, I won't come back.
Oh
Don't worry.
God.
The kids will be sleeping anyway, so don't
All
worry. I'm gonna
right.
be awake by then. Yeah. But,
Right.
yeah.
No worries. Thank you so much, Lovejoy. I am going to let you go. I think we just got a comment right now of, Eddie, based in Edmonton, saying, I am watching. Oh, thank you so much, Eddington. We are now leaving, but definitely it's going to remain on our Facebook, or you can, if you're not a Facebooker, not on LinkedIn, because this interview is actually live on LinkedIn as well. I'll share it with you, Lovejoy. So for your LinkedIn page.
Yeah,
Like
no worries.
and the X. So yeah, thank you so much, Eddie. You can watch this interview on YouTube as well for those who are actually joining right now. Thank you so much for tuning in. But we are done for today. And Lovejoy, thank you, man. I hope you have a wonderful weekend.
Oh, thank you very much for your time. Yeah, cheers.
All right.
Waking me up nice and early.
Right? Yeah. But let's
Yeah,
go.
my bed hair.
That's it. No,
Embrace
you
it, embrace it, embrace it. Yeah.
embrace it while you can. No, that is
Yeah.
awesome. Alrighty, you take care.
Cheers.
And
Take care.
guys,